If you're pregnant, where you live could have an effect on your child's health. Researchers out of California have discovered a potential link between children with autism and certain pesticides.
Researchers at UC Davis found women who live near farms that use chemical pesticides that are at a 2/3 higher risk of having a child with autism.
The researchers believe for some specific pesticides, this is especially true just before conception and during the third trimester. But for others, the time of exposure reportedly didn't seem to matter.
Women who lived within a mile of where a lot of pesticides were used had a 60% higher risk. The study was done in California, and that's where there's like 200 million pounds of pesticides used every year.
The researchers believe the women were most likely exposed through pesticides that drifted into the air. Now, it's not just farms that can heighten the risk of exposure. Pesticides are used in many other public spaces, such as golf courses. 970 pregnant women were examined, and researchers used maps to track exposure. About a third of the participants lived within a mile of where chemicals were sprayed. The results showed 486 children with an autism spectrum disorder, 168 with a developmental delay, and 316 kids with normal development. An autism researcher at the University of Arkansas told The Verge these results should be taken very seriously. According to the outlet, taking steps to prevent autism and other developmental delays is much better for society than treating children once they have been born with such abnormalities. But to do that, he said, we need to proactively educate mothers about the risk and what they can do to fight back. Even families who don't live near areas that are sprayed can take preventative steps, such as avoiding chemical pesticides used for, say, cockroaches. It's important to note researchers only discovered a link, not a cause and effect relationship. Also, because of the data collection method, the amount of exposure for each participant was not measurable, which makes a professor of environmental health at Harvard a bit skeptical of the results. He told CBS this study cannot pinpoint specific substance as a culprit. Also, they cannot relate to specific levels of exposure, and they have not taken into account the possible contribution by residues in food. Researchers at UC Davis hope to do more research on the subject in the future. There is currently no known cure for autism spectrum disorders. For Newsy, I'm Jasmine Bailey.